Ooh, ah. Ooh, As always, make sure to follow my social media accounts at It's Lielers on Instagram, Threads, and X, and subscribe to the YouTube channel at It's Lielers. And also do not forget to follow me on TikTok at Lielers. Lielers on TikTok. As you can hear, Cosmo is pretty sad. She's like, I thought we were done recording. I'm like, no, ma'am. We are back after 3 weeks of a freaking break. And it wasn't like, okay, break time and all of them. It was mostly because of the whole video editing delay. This is why I probably won't be doing a video podcast anytime soon. But then also my New York trip, editing that video. And now we are finally here with a podcast episode. I missed you guys. Cosmo, on the other hand, she didn't. She's over here looking at me like, what the fuck, man? I will admit, though, it's been an interesting week for me this past week. These past couple of days, oh my God. If only I could tell you guys what happened to me. Like, I don't like diving into my personal life, but... like, sometimes I feel like I wish the things happened to me, like, actually went well and not all, like, shitty and whatnot. I'm like, for once, can I get a break? And give me something that I really, really want. I don't know. We'll see. And then I feel like maybe because Valentine's Day is literally around the corner, I'm over here being hopelessly in love. So, yeah, I need to stop doing that. But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I know we have a lot of things to cover. If you guys have not seen my New York City vlog video, definitely go check it out on my YouTube channel. I did mention at the very end of the video that this week's episode, we're not going to be covering a ton of stuff that may have been outdated because chances are you guys already found out about it. So I'm really sorry, but here's the thing. We are going to be covering on some things that happened this past week, along with a few outdated things that I've been wanting to ramble about. So yeah, we're still going to go with the same structure as before. So this week, we're going to be covering the fail moments that happened at the Grammys, the new recently announced WWE talent releases, and whatever else you may have missed this week in pop culture, like maybe 2 trailers, The Fantastic Four First Steps, and Jurassic World Rebirth. So without further ado, Cosmo's like ready to play right now. But still, let's go ahead and get this episode started. Already, we gotta kick it off on some sad news. And some of you guys are saying, who died now, Lielers? So I wanted to take a minute and let's remember our beloved Gary Fisher. If you guys do not know who that is, it is Carrie Fisher's Frenchie. Unfortunately, that Frenchie passed away at the age of 12 a couple of days ago. I think it was about to be a week ago. And me, of course, I have Cosmo, who's a Frenchie. Kind of sad when you see another Frenchie pass away, or just any animal at that. And the only good thing I can just see this is that Gary is now reunited with Carrie. Carrie, that is so cute. Carrie, let me find out you did that on purpose. But still, I am so happy that you guys are reunited. So, yes, in honor of Gary, may he rest in peace. May both of y'all have the time of y'all's lives up there. But anywho, let's go ahead and move on with some news. Before I kick off the movies category, I actually have a few announcements to make, and that really isn't categorized. So I'm like, let me go ahead and dive into it. The first thing we need to talk about is freaking Netflix. See, I think for the past, since this podcast has been up since 2021, I've been open on my hatred with Netflix. But yet I have it. But here's the thing. The reason why I hate Netflix so much is because when I first signed up to it, those were like the times where everything was so affordable. But then again, I was fresh out of high school. So yeah, we can never have the nice things for the longest time. So when I signed up to Netflix at the time, there were no ads, none of that. And you paid $10 a month. That was the beauty of it. Now, all of a sudden, if you want that, you're paying like more than $20, I think. I don't remember. But my thing is that once the prices started going up to a point that the cheapest plan that there was included ads, I just say, you know what, fuck Netflix. I don't need it, whatever. But then because the phone carrier actually says, oh, Netflix is on us, I'm like, fuck it. So now we have Netflix for free, even though it has ads, but at the same time, you can never beat the price of free, you know? And since we're already talking about it, in case you guys didn't know, Netflix is raising their prices yet again. So I found out that the price increase is going to be $1 for the ones with the ad plan. And then for premium, it's going to be $2 more. So if you have the ad-supported plan, you will be paying $7.99 a month, almost $8 a month. And I feel like that's every other streaming platform at this point that has ads. And for the premium, that's ad-free. You get to see whatever the hell you want, this, and that. It will now be $24.99, $25 a month for no ads on Netflix. And it's just the ad part is one thing. It doesn't include too like the sharing the screen, and of course it's only limited per household, meaning that you cannot share your Netflix password with somebody that's like maybe a few blocks away from you. No, like they're very restricted on that. So I'm like, $25 a month. Yeah. And then I got a text message from my carrier saying, oh yeah, Netflix is still increasing their prices, but guess what? It's still on us. And I'm like, thank you for the bottom of my heart, because again, now that Raw is on Netflix, I'm like, I need Netflix, and thank God it's for free right now. I'm like, I'm blessed. But still, just over the fact that that's happening, I'm like, oh hell no. And I forgot to tell you, the standard, which I have no fucking idea what that means. I have a feeling standard is like one screen, it's non-shareable and probably ad-free again. That price is also increasing to $17.99, $18 a month. Fuck that. I literally had to pull this up because, again, I don't pay attention to Netflix pricing anymore now that it's free, but still. So basically, it's 3 different kinds of Netflix plans. One of them is the standard with ads. That's the one that technically we have. And it's ad supported. It says all mobile games and most movies and TV shows are available. A lock icon will appear on unavailable titles, so you don't have the full access of Netflix. And then you can watch it only on 2 supported devices at the time. And then apparently the quality of the image also affects it. Like you can watch it in 1080 pixels full HD, and you can also download on 2 supported devices at the time. So yeah. Then the standard one is unlimited ad-free movies, TV shows, and mobile games. You can still watch it on only 2 supported devices at the time. Same quality as the standard with ads. Download on 2 supported devices at the time. And then it does say you do have the option to add 1 extra member who doesn't live with you. Oh, okay, all right. And I think you can add the extra member for an additional $7 a month. So I'm like, okay, so there's that. And then premium, that's the one that's gonna be $25 a month. It is unlimited ad-free movies, TV shows, and mobile games. You can watch on 4 supported devices at the time. And then the quality. You can watch in 4K, Ultra HD, and HDR. You can download on 6 supported devices at the time. You also have the option to add up to 2 extra members who don't live with you, and Netflix spatial audio. There is an option for you guys to actually click on it and to see what the fuck is spatial audio. And it says here, spatial audio is available on the premium plan, and it enhances sound without the need for surround speakers or home theater equipment. It works on all Netflix supported devices. Gee, even audio is affected into this? Freaking Netflix. This is why I was on strike earlier, you know? And I want to say, I probably mentioned it before, that the only reason why Netflix is going to continue to rise their prices is because all of you dipshits are still going to subscribe to Netflix. So I don't want to hear the whole, oh, well, I'm canceling my Netflix subscription. Well, guess what? I'm pretty sure you aren't. I mean, don't tell me like, oh, well, you're a hypocrite. You have it. I have it for free, damn it. You know? So I'm like, I'm not giving them my money. And don't say, well, you're paying your phone bill. I'm like, we need the phone, duh. We need to get connected out there. So the phone bill is a must. So anyways, do what you will with that information. let me go ahead and talk about the other thing that I have for you guys. So in case you guys probably didn't know, Falling in Reverse's Ronnie Radke and Saraya split after 6 years. And the only reason why a lot of people started assuming was because Ronnie's birthday passed, and Saraya has this tradition where she will always shout him out on social media, you know, wishing him happy birthday. But this time she didn't. So TMZ, literally that's where I found out my news, was the one that reported it like, hey, they may have split. And then Ronnie later on did clarify that, yeah, they split, but here is the thing. They are still good friends. Like, sometimes relationships don't work, and it is the healthiest way to just end it in good terms. They ended it in good terms, and I feel like because they do share their pets, that's why they still have that great relationship. Must be nice, you know. Some people who are stuck with an animal would like to have that, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, that's what happens when you're in a toxic relationship. But I'm not saying like, oh, Ronnie and Saraya were in a toxic no, not at all. Because it looks like, yeah, everything was healthy. Even Saraya got interviewed, I want to say by a fan, because I saw this video on TikTok where the person's asking her, like, is everything okay? You good? You know, she's like, yeah, we ended it in good terms. And I think they don't live that far from each other, so they still visit each other at that. So it was like, okay, maybe we're better off as friends. And the person asked her, like, oh, are you interested in dating again? And she's like, no, not at all. And then same thing, she asked her, like, oh, would you date another musician? She's like, probably not. And I get it. Like, I know these people are all curious about, you know, what's happening between them. But I really do respect Saraya's decision, because it is best, coming from a girl, it is best to just, you know, after a breakup, especially for 6 years, that's a long time. It is better to just focus on yourself and try to enjoy single life for a bit. There's nothing wrong with being single for a while, figure out what you want in a man, and then later on go look for it. But yeah, my recommendation is don't go for a rebound or anything, and just focus on yourself. And that goes even for men too. I feel like Ronnie at this time, like, because his band is popping off, and we're gonna talk about it in a bit about Inkcarceration, but he's doing very well professionally. So it's like, yeah, they have hectic schedules. It makes sense why they have to split or, you know, take some time away. But as long as they don't go looking for a rebound, they're gonna be good. So there's that. The next thing I wanted to talk about, and I think everybody already knows it, but you know me, I love tea and everything, is that TMZ reported that Andrade and Charlotte have officially divorced. And I was like, damn. Here's the thing. I think a lot of fans, including myself, kind of knew that there was like a rocky relationship between the two, because at one point, yeah, they got married and everything, but then they stopped posting each other, and then it came back, and then like photos were deleted, they were unfollowing each other, and I'm like, what the hell was going on? I'm not saying like, oh my god, like let's start blaming who was the one that initiated it, but fans were quick to judge that it was Charlotte Flair, because she was the one that filed for the divorce in the beginning. And I think they're saying that this is her 4th divorce already. I'm like, oh wow. And you know how fans are, they like to joke around, and said that supposedly Charlotte is not only trying to tie or break her dad's record when it comes to championships, but also when it comes to the number of divorce that he has. I'm like, that's a little bit dark. I'm not gonna laugh or anything. But yeah, so TMZ actually said that court records we obtained show Ric Flair's daughter filed to separate from her wrestler hubby named Manuel Alfonso Andrade Oropesa in Florida back in June 2024. So they've been separated for a while. I did not know this. But then again, because of all that roller coaster that they've been having on social media, we just assumed like, oh, whatever. But then it also says, ... And a judge appeared to sign off on the divorce in October 2024. So it's been a minute. We're barely finding out, and their reports are everywhere. So that's why we all started talking about it. And of course, I'm not going to be talking about Royal Rumble. I briefly mentioned it like on the blog video last week. Like, we know Charlotte showed up at Royal Rumble and won, whatever. But then, like, the next day on Monday Night Raw, she was wearing this big blazer. Everybody on social media was quick to say, oh, that looks like Andrade's jacket. And another person's like, she probably won it during the divorce. And everybody just kept talking all about that. But then after that, it wasn't just her divorce that people were talking about. They were also judging the way how she looked. Because we get it, you know, she is already nearing 40 years old, so her face is starting to look a little bit different. And people were saying that she's been having so many plastic surgery, it's not even cute anymore. And I mean, I get it, she is trying to turn babyface, but because everybody's already fed up with her winning, everybody started booing her to where she had to shift her character into heel mode. So then she starts saying some things and people were not agreeing with it. Personally, though, like on the aspect of wrestling, like, I mean, forget about the divorce and everything. I still feel like WWE is not giving this opportunity to Charlotte just like, you know, before. Because before, they were on the reign of Vince McMahon and Vince McMahon saw Charlotte as money. I feel like with Papa H's strategy, storyline wise, he knew the crowd's gonna get upset if Charlotte were to get the win. Now, with that being said, I have a feeling no matter who Charlotte chooses, she will still lose at the end of the day. But when it comes to storyline wise, I'm like, I could see her going up against Tiffany Stratton. And I feel like the way they might set this up, but not really like storyline wise, but it's like Charlotte is finally passing the torch to somebody. It could be Rhea, it could be Tiffany. I don't think it might be Julia. I'm like, I get it, you know, she has chosen NXT before, and I think it was Rhea Ripley at the time. But, you know, I don't think that's going to happen. But I feel like Charlotte wants to pass the torch to Tiffany Stratton. That's what I'm assuming. And that way, you know, people are still going to be happy at the end of the day. That's my personal opinion. I think everybody else is just traumatized based on what happened in the past. But again, guys, keep in mind, it's a new era. So you never know what's going to happen. Anywho, the next thing I also wanted to talk about before we kick off the movies category is that Post Malone releases his own Oreos. I'm like, this is a first. I don't know if we talked about it in the past, but Oreo did a collaboration with Coca-Cola. But, you know, political wise, everybody's going against Coca-Cola. So now Oreos is like, we need to go ahead and find somebody new. Post Malone, which by the way, I'm gonna go see live next month in March. I was not surprised that he was gonna come up with his own Oreo. In case you don't know what it is, it's just basically the first layer is just the regular chocolate Oreo that we love and appreciate. And then the second layer, which is basically the cream portion of it, it is a mixture of salted caramel and shortbread flavor cream. That's a first, you know. And then the next layer is the golden base, just a regular golden cookie. And I'm like, this is a different collaboration, which I'm curious to try, but at the same time, I don't want to buy the whole package. So if anybody wants to buy it, please just give me one cookie for me to try, please and thank you. Now let's go ahead and kick off the movies category. The first movie trailer we gotta talk about is the Fantastic Four trailer, The First Steps. So don't forget almost everything you know about the Fantastic Four, but do forget about the timeline. This is giving us what, 1950s, 1960s style, and this is the great representation of what you see in the comics. So everybody's already like comparing it to the previous movies, and I'm like, no, that's your first mistake. No, you compare it to the comics. And the reason why I say this is because everybody was quick to judge Johnny Storm's hair. Joseph Quinn, who is playing the character, he has like this very blondish hair, and people are like, no, we want like Chris Evans style, kind of like a brunette kind of feel. But it's like, come on guys, it's in the comics. But the other thing that I'm really grateful for this movie, we are not going to be getting a recap of, you know, how they got their powers, because we've seen it in the 2005 movie, you know, with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba, and then the reboot one, by the way, we don't talk about that, no. Anywho, we get a whole different storyline, and this time the villain of this movie is not going to be Doctor Doom. It's actually going to be Galactus, and we do get to see his shadow and a little bit of his backside on part of this trailer, and it looks like it's taking place in New York. Oh, how I miss you so much. But yeah, I'm very excited for this movie, and as we mentioned before, it will be premiering on July 25th. I'm excited, and I wonder if this is gonna like give us some hints of the upcoming Avengers movies, whether if it's Secret Wars or, you know, Doomsday, the one that's gonna be, I think that one's coming up first and then Secret Wars. But either way, definitely go check out the trailer. If you watch it, you actually get to see like probably a hint of the bear, because if you don't know, Evan Moss Backrack, I don't know if that's his last name, I can't pronounce it, I'm so sorry, but he's the one that plays Ben Grimm, and on there he's over there tasting some food. When you hear it, it's like you automatically want to say yes chef. Like you hear it, he's tasting food, he's criticizing it, and it's like, oh, it needs this and that. I'm like, damn. So I feel like that's to pay tribute of the bears. So anywho, definitely go check out the trailer while you can. The next trailer we gotta talk about is Jurassic World Rebirth. So this trailer, we have talked about, you know, this upcoming movie and whenever it's been sneak peeked and whatnot. But for me, is seeing the trailer, we finally get the idea of what the storyline is going to be about. And this is why we're here. So I also did not forget that Jonathan Bailey is also going to be a part of this movie. I'm like, go watch Wicked and Bridgerton so that way you can understand what I mean. But anywho, when I was watching this trailer, I was not expecting to cringe just a little bit. The dialogue of the storyline could be a little bit better if you ask me. And then they're saying that this movie timeline is taking place after Jurassic World Dominion, the very last one that we've seen. However, we're not going to get the OG characters from any of the franchise from Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. So these are brand new characters traveling to a whole different island. Not Isla Sorna or not Isla Nubar, I think that's what it was called. This is a whole different island where apparently the very worst experiments are left behind. And that's basically what I got. And the reason why they're traveling to this island is because apparently there's dinosaurs in there where if you get the DNA out of them, you can find the cure for cancer. Okay then, you know, so I'm like, great, Universal, why are you doing this to us? You know, we're really fans of dinosaurs, but when it comes to storyline wise, we're like, it could be better. Either way though, apparently, like, once I saw this trailer, I got a little bit too excited because I got to see the Spinosaurus. And, like, I grew up watching Jurassic Park 3. I think that one was my favorite. But whenever I got to see this Spinosaurus, and they actually wanted to implement the scientifically accurate version of how a Spinosaurus should look like, they put that on there. I'm like, okay, I guess. Forget what we saw in Jurassic Park 3. But when you watch the trailer, because the Spinosaurus scene is actually at the end of the trailer, when you watch it, you get to see like a disfigured dinosaur. They call it the D-Rex. And I'm like, what, the deformed Rex or something? It was one thing with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but it's another one with Jurassic World Rebirth. Why do I say this? Okay, I can do D-Rex. I can't do what the fuck was happening with hybrid humans that are not really humans. That shit threw me off, and I was like, I wish this movie didn't exist at one point. And then with the Indominus Rex, I'm like, I guess I could let that go, especially that other scene where they left the long neck dinosaur, you know, in the island before it exploded. I don't want to, you know, see that scene again. So yeah, sure, let's ban Fallen Kingdom out of our memories and pretend that didn't happen. Now Rebirth, again, we might have some hope with it, but we'll see how it goes. I kind of don't have high hopes for it. I'm just very excited to see dinosaurs on the big screen again. The other thing that you don't see actually on this trailer is that this movie is probably going to be rated R. When I saw this, I literally went on TikTok and I started getting all of this content of Jurassic World or Jurassic Park in general. And they're saying that when this movie is going to be rated R, there is a huge possibility that we will finally get the real representation of the books. And I'm like, great. This is why I don't read books, but I love Jurassic Park talk now. That's what I'm calling it. And they gave us the explanation of what could possibly be in this particular island. They're saying that in this island there are, you know, a bunch of carnivore dinosaurs and the horror stories that were left behind. If you watch the trailer too, you will probably see like a double-headed velociraptor. So some people are thinking, oh, what if we do get it like on a mature side where one of them actually survived and it's out there. I don't know, that's just a theory. But I was getting all of those horror stories and it's kind of, you know, creepy, but very fascinating for me. I'm like, I would love to see a horror version of Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, and this could possibly be it. I know there's also a horror game for Jurassic World, which I'm not going to play because, again, I don't got time to play video games. But at the same time, I feel like horror fans should definitely check this out. So that's basically the trailer for Jurassic World. That's the reason why they're going to this random island. We might get a deformed dinosaur, God knows what. The person that actually reviewed the trailer at its finest was Kubla Khan, Texas, Matt Honeycutt. Remember how I mentioned, I think it was the last episode we recorded, that Matt Honeycutt opened his own YouTube channel called Movies with Matt Honeycutt. I was not expecting for him to review this trailer. And the way how he reviewed it, it was so hilarious. Basically, the main idea of this whole review is nostalgia. And he literally does the knock. Hello, nostalgia here, you know. And he basically explains that the whole trailer was just to catch the attention with nostalgia. We see the opening scene with, you know, Rexy, now a skeleton, which I think they did confirm that is the very first T-Rex that we've seen since the first Jurassic Park all up until Jurassic World. And they're saying that right when Dominion was ending, you could tell that Rexy was like old and whatnot. But people are saying, so you're telling us that she lost the fight against a lion? You know, I'm like, damn. But still, so Matt Honeycutt is saying, yeah, like you're getting the nostalgia just by seeing the T-Rex skeleton right then and there. Banner and everything. He did criticize the whole dialogue. You know, he was like, this could have been better. But then the whole D-Rex, when it comes to talking about it, he was like, what in the alien is this? Because it's basically that. So I want to say they did a combination of alien xenomorph, a creature from another movie. I forgot where they mentioned it and I forgot what. And then they mixed it in with, you know, a T-Rex. So I'm like, I guess. And parts of it, I also thought Muto from Godzilla. That's another vibe that I got at the same time. But yeah, like definitely go check out Matt Honeycutt's video because for 14 minutes, my boy really nailed it right there. It was so hilarious. And his soothing voice is just, my boy, you can make a podcast and I could just fall asleep with just your voice. And then wake me up with Empire. That's all I ask. Or just anything with, you know, you barking. Please and thank you. But anywho, I think we mentioned before, Jurassic World Rebirth is planned to release on July 2nd. And if you keep in mind, there's going to be 3 blockbuster films that are going to be releasing on that month. Jurassic World, Superman, you know, the James Gunn one, and Fantastic Four. Oh my god, I am ready to be in the movie theaters during that time. And it's funny too because I wanted to travel for 4th of July, but you know what? I'm going to be traveling to the movie theaters. So that will be my plans. Now we're going to go ahead and shift the news to a little bit of horror. In case you guys didn't know, Scream 7 is in the works and I've been, you know, against it, talking shit about it for the same reason that it's like, I'm already fed up. But when I heard these news, I was like, okay, maybe I am kind of interested. Why do I say this? So far they did confirm that Matthew Lielers, who played Stu in the very first Scream movie, is returning to Scream 7. And he actually posted a video of him writing down, my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me, like that. And I'm just like, why though? Is it because we're hating on this movie? Now I'm willing to go watch it. Hell, I guess I'm gonna have to watch Scream 5 and 6 so I can get an idea what's it all about. Because I want to say I did watch Scream 4. No, I already watched Scream 5. Okay, so I need to watch 6 to get an idea what I missed. And then boom, I'll be set for 7. And then not only that, alongside with Matthew Lielers, we're also going to be getting Scott Foley. Who the hell is Scott Foley, Lielers? That's freaking Roman from Scream 3. What is this, like a legacy movie or something? Like, are all the previous Ghostface are gonna reunite and, you know, try to attack Sidney Prescott? Let me find out. But I think I will find that a little bit cringe. However, out of all the Scream movies, Scream 3 is actually my favorite. Yeah, I don't know if it's because Creed was featured in it and then they made the music video What If, because again, that's also one of my favorites, but still, I really liked it. So I don't know, either way, I'm very interested on Scream 7. Maybe I think I should stop talking shit about it, and hopefully whenever the trailer comes out, we'll talk about it. So let's go ahead and move it along. Speaking on the horror topic, we also got the trailer for Final Destination. I'm like, what the hell? I have not seen a Final Destination movie since I was younger, so I think that's what triggered my anxiety. I think everybody now has the fear of being cautious just to avoid from something happening and then boom, chaos. You know, the most common fear is driving behind a truck full of tree logs, you know. And I think at one point that actually happened, like what happened in Final Destination happened to somebody, and everybody is like, okay, my fear has now been unlocked thanks to Final Destination, where one of the tree logs actually like hit one of the cars that was behind it, but thank God nobody was injured because it went to the passenger side and that side was empty. So I'm like, damn. But yeah, so Final Destination trailer was out, and this one was solely focused on piercings. Why do I say this? Because on the teaser trailer, this person was just minding his own business. I think he was planning to do his own tattoo, whatever. And then, I don't know, all I know is that everything happened so sudden, where one of the chains of the fan got stuck, and then boom, it just latches on to this person's spectrum, whatever you call it, you know, that piercing that's in your nostrils. And next thing you know, he's over there trying to like stop it, but the fan kept going, and then, you know, stuff happened. So the thing with this is that now I don't wear stuff like earrings, all of that. I don't put jewelry on thanks to that teaser trailer. Thanks. But still, aside from that, we did hear that there is confirmation that Tony Todd, may he rest in peace, actually did film his final scenes for this movie. So we have to watch it basically. And I love the response for everybody, like on the comment section whenever Final Destination movie posted it on their social media, because now it's time to give this kind of fear / anxiety to the new generation. I'm like, hell yeah, because literally I've been triggered for it, because when I saw this I was very young, so you know, I was paranoid and all of that. I blame my brother, by the way. I would say, okay, Freddy vs. Jason was like the first horror movie I've seen. I vaguely remember Final Destination, but again, because I don't remember what the storyline consisted of or what was it all about, when I watched it years later, like once I was into horror movies, I was like, oh shit, I wish I didn't watch this. But thank God, like when I was little, I remember something about water and electricity, and to this day I always be cautious like on things whenever I'm taking a shower. So that's why I'm like, Final Destinations, yeah, I think you kind of trigger my anxiety, especially roller coasters. That was Final Destination 3. So yeah, definitely check out the trailer while you can, and whenever we do have like a set storyline, we're gonna talk about it later on. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that we finally have confirmation of when the next Sonic movie is going to be coming out. So stay tuned, because Sonic 4 is going to be coming out in theaters on March 19, 2027. Yeah, I was like, damn, we're not even in March. And once we are, we have to wait 2 more years for this movie. But then again, this is what I get for not watching Sonic 3 sooner, so I need to watch it. I have plenty of time though, so maybe eventually I'll watch it and then I can be set for Sonic 4. The last thing I have for you guys in the movies category is that Culture Crave reported that Gundam live action movie is officially in development. Apparently it's going to be co-production between Bandai Namco and Legendary. And so far, directing is going to be by Jim Mickle. So I'm like, interesting. So whenever we get more details of this, we're going to be talking about it. And that wraps up all I have for you guys in the movie category. Let's go ahead and talk about TV. Starting off with Squid Game Season 3. So we mentioned it in the previous episode that there was a leak of the release date, and it has been confirmed now. So Squid Game Season 3 will be premiering on June 27th of this year, and I'm so excited. I'm so glad that we don't have to wait for how long? I don't know, it was what, 5 years or so? No. It's not going to be that long. And again, if you guys did forget, this season 3, will be wrapping up the entire franchise. So hopefully it'll be most watched. We will see, but I'm excited. I'm praying and hoping that because of Netflix increased prices, hopefully a lot of people didn't lose interest on watching Squid Game. It's like, I'd rather just not. But it makes sense. Not only that, I think we're also going to be getting Stranger Things, the new season this year. So it's going to be an interesting year for Netflix. So the next thing I have for you guys is we got the official teaser trailer for Alien Earth. We have talked about it. You know, there has been confirmations that we will be getting this. So Alien Earth, it is a TV series, so it's going to be fun. It's supposedly going to be releasing this summer on Hulu. I think it's just going to be featured on FX. So if you guys have the channel, definitely check it out. But all we see on the teaser trailer is just space, alien, a ship probably, you know, crashing into something. Who knows? Right now it is a teaser, so we don't know exactly what the storyline is going to be about, or if we're going to be getting like on a different timeline. I think we talked about it, but I don't remember. But yeah, the teaser trailer just shows the xenomorph just roaming around the spaceship. So yeah, do what you will with that information. But once we do have the official trailer, we're going to talk about it. And then hopefully by then I finish watching Peaky Blinders and then I can watch this series. So yeah, the next thing I wanted to talk about is that we have more details of what's going to happen on the next season for The Last of Us. Shout out to Culture Crave for providing the information on social media. So I know I've been having a bunch of doubts. In case you guys have not played the video game, we have some predictions that it's going to be so similar. I thought that the events that happened on the video game was going to get prolonged and not happen on season 2 and, you know, extend it for season 3. But Culture Crave said this: so far, season 2 will pick up 5 years after the events of season 1. So far, Caitlin Denver wasn't asked to bulk up to play Abby. Like, we have her skinny in the series, but if you watch it on the video game, she's very buff. So there's that. Then we also have Craig Mazin says that the show will likely extend past season 3. I'm over here like, if you do what I think you're gonna do, you won't even make it a season 3. Like, literally, that's me saying that. So the other fun fact that they have is that Neil Druckmann states that they have a plan, but don't know how many episodes or season it will take to, I guess, wrap up the whole franchise. The other fun fact is that there is deleted material from The Last of Us Part 2 will be included. A prominent character frequently talked about from the games will feature. The actor for the role has not yet been leaked. The other thing is that there will be more deviations taking place in season 2. And speaking of deviations, one person by the name of Will_Borowski says deviation from part 2 better not leave out a golf scene. If you know what he means. I do. I think a lot of people that play the game know as well. Anywho, so keep your eyes peeled because The Last of Us Season 2 will be premiering on April 2025. The last thing I have for you guys in the TVs category is that Sandman has been canceled by Netflix and it will end with Season 2. I haven't seen it. I have heard positive reviews, but then again, somebody by the name of Glass of Dew said, quote, not surprised it took too long. So I don't know, but it is very common for Netflix to cancel a bunch of series just to make space for the ones that are very popular. So yeah. Anywho, that's all I have for you guys on the TV category. Let's go ahead and talk about music. Starting off with last week's Grammys fail. The most famous thing that everybody was talking about in the metal community, and keep in mind I love metal, so that's why I'm kicking off with this first. So there was an interview with, I forgot what news outlet that was doing the interview with Spirit Box's Courtney LaPlante, and this person was just like, you are like, she was complimenting her, but then she said Poppy, and we were like, what? And even Courtney was looking at her like, really? But the interviewer probably like mistaken Courtney's reaction to the comments instead. Like she was like looking at her like, really, as in, no, I'm not that big in the music, whatever, this and that. And the interviewer was saying, no, you are. And some people were probably like saying that the interviewer was gaslighting Courtney, as in, no, you are Poppy. Like I didn't see that at all. But that was the mistake, is that Courtney was reacting to the interviewer calling her Poppy when in reality her name is Courtney LaPlante. So because of that, everybody started making memes. Poppy was also in attendance at the Grammys, and everybody in the comment section was like posting, oh my god, it's Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box. To the point that even Spotify actually updated their kick-ass metal playlist to a picture of Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box at the Grammys. You know, they crop that out, put it on there, and then they say, oh, this week's feature artist, Poppy. I'm like, what the hell? I think it's still in there, so definitely check it out. But yeah, that tells you how much ignorance the Grammys and probably the interviewers are when it comes to the metal community. It's a big offense to all of us metalheads, you know? And I mean, it is what it is. But I don't think it's just the metal community. I'm thinking Latin too. That's why the Latin Grammys exist. Aside from that, I really wanted to talk about who won Best Metal Performance. I mentioned it in the blog video, and I am glad that I got it right. Gojira, not only they made history by becoming the first metal band to perform at the Olympics, they actually won a Grammy for it. So congratulations, Gojira. I really did love Mea Culpa. We talked about it in the previous episode. I highly recommend that song. Thank God they won it. So anywho, congratulations again to Gojira. There are other recaps I wanted to talk about. One in particular, for some reason, because I saw the performance of Chappell Roan's Pink Pony Club, which, by the way, she won Best New Artist. When I heard the song is pretty old. It was very catchy to the point that, like, literally the next day at work, I just kept humming Pink Pony Club, this and that. But some of the things that happened at the Grammys were kind of like jaw-dropping, and I guess needs to be talked about. Like how crazy it was a couple years back during the MTV Music Awards, and I think I remember I watched this too, where I think Taylor Swift wanted Moon Man for something. I forgot what it was. And Kanye West comes out of nowhere. You know, everybody's seen it. It went viral and God knows what. He comes out saying, oh, wait, before you start your speech, Beyonce should have won, you know? And because of that, when Beyonce won the Moon Man for a whole different category, she was like, no, let me have Taylor Swift have her moment. And fast forward to now, Taylor Swift was actually presenting the award for Best Country Album, I think. I don't remember, but still. Or was it Album of the Year? I can't remember. Just know that it was one of them. But she comes out to present it. Beyonce ended up winning. Where's Kanye West? He got kicked out. He got kicked out of the Grammys. And people are saying that he wasn't even invited. I was like, thank God. I don't like Kanye West. So y'all can hate me all you want. But the moment my boy married Kim Kardashian, it went downhill. I lost all respect for him. And look what happened when you marry and divorce a Kardashian. You go downhill after that. And what does Kim Kardashian do? She ends up going higher and higher and higher. It makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, they were saying that supposedly Kanye West wasn't even invited to the Grammys. He still showed up, and he's over there bringing his wife, Bianca Censori, which her last name is very ironic because you're basically censoring her because she's always naked. And what she does, she comes out to the red carpet, undresses, and she's wearing this very see-through dress that shows everything. So they were like, get the fuck out, you know? Aside from that, I also wanted to talk about Kendrick Lamar. So we're recording this, like, I think Super Bowl is about to start in a few minutes, but he's going to perform at the halftime show. He literally just won the Grammy for Record of the Year, and I think on another 4 Grammys too. But I just want to say, the whole beef between him and Drake has finally settled down, where Kendrick literally won that whole beef. Why? Because he won 5 Grammys for it. Like, Drake was not even nominated at that. And the song he won the Grammy for was the diss track for Drake. Like, damn, my boy's probably punching the sky right now or something. But no, seriously, congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. I always rooted for Kendrick, by the way. So there's that. Other things that I think the Grammys wanted to highlight was all the first responders that were trying to contain the fires in California. So, which is good, you know, because at the end of the day, a lot of the artists that were at the Grammys live in California. So everybody paid tribute, including Billie Eilish and I think Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, but they were also paying tribute for other things too, not just that. But anywho, congratulations to everybody that has won a Grammy. Y'all deserve it. I'm not hating, whatever. Let me go ahead and move it along. We have so many news to cover, so I'm trying to like hurry up as much as I can. Because unfortunately, I got invited to go watch the Super Bowl with Fiend Warrior 39 and his family. So I'm like trying to hurry up. I say unfortunately because it happens to be on a Sunday, which is my busiest day of them all. And yet I'm still trying to make space to do this because we've been so behind. So I'm trying my best. So let me go ahead and move it along. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that Ghost made the announcement that we will finally be getting the next Papa. It literally started with the post saying B or 5 is coming, and I was like, finally. But I did not know where or when exactly he's going to be debuting until we finally got the announcement. And this goes along with a performance. So Back to the Beginning is going to be happening. This is basically a show where icons of metal come together to celebrate Ozzy Osbourne's final performance, and it's going to be happening on July 5th. There are so many guests that are going to be invited. Of course, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne are going to be there. But not only that, they're also going to be joined with special guests: Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Hailstorm, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon. Additional performance from Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, David Draymond from Disturbed, Duff McKagan, I think I'm pronouncing that right, but from Guns N' Roses, Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit, Lizzie Hill, even though Hailstorm is also going to be there, Jonathan Davis from Korn, KK Downing, Slash from Guns N' Roses as well. Sleep Tokens 2 is also going to be there. I was surprised. Tom Morello, Wolfgang Van Halen, Mike Borden from Faith No More, Rudy Sarzo, Sammy Hagar, and Papa 5 Pertua. That's the name we're getting. I'm like, I am crying in the United States, and I say that because this is going to be taking place at Villa Park, Birmingham in United Kingdom. Tickets are going to be on sale on Friday 14, 10 a.m. So do what you will with that information. Let me go cry in the corner now. But yeah, I'm kind of sad, and it is what it is. I actually went out to the spring area yesterday on Saturday, and I bumped into these random strangers because I was wearing my Ghost shirt, and this guy was like telling me, "Oh, I like your Ghost shirt," and I was like, "I'm seeing them in August, you know." And we bump into another store again. And I was telling the person, I'm like, well, since we're bumping into each other, and I told him, I'm like, hey, do you know that we're going to be getting the next Papa? And he's like, no way. And I told him where. And he's like, man, it sucks. Like, Europe always gets the best things. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? They hate us in the United States. I mean, all jokes aside. But come on, it's Ozzy Osbourne. He's from the UK. So I cannot be upset about it. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, if I was made out of money, I would literally book a flight, hotel, everything, and make my way over there. Because I want to see how Papa's going to look. But no, I got to wait until August. So now I know we're going to have a new Papa for whenever the world tour kicks off. Oh my God. I'm going to miss Copia. Sweet Jesus. But yeah, that's that. Anywho, let me go ahead and move it along. I was about to give you an outdated news, but before I did, I saw Sleep Token next to Travis Kelce's face. I'm like, what is this? So I clicked on it. So yeah, this is coming like fresh right now. So I also see an account on social media called Jason Lee. He's the one that has his own show on SiriusXM. I've seen his videos on TikTok too. So he mostly covers news from the metal community as well. So music news and all of that. And he posted this article, supposedly Loudwire and comedian Craig Gass are in New Orleans for Super Bowl, asking players what are their favorite rock and metal bands. And I was like, Travis Kelce listens to Sleep Token for a bit. I get it. It was a clickbait, so I clicked on it. But no, Apparently, Travis Kelce's favorite rock band is AC/DC, which I'm not surprised. So I'm like, okay, who the f likes Sleep Token? So it's an Eagles player by the name of Darian Kennard. I think I'm pronouncing that right. His favorite band is Sleep Token and Creed. My boy, I know who I'm rooting for at the Super Bowl. Anywho, the next players are Harrison Butker. I think I'm pronouncing that right. From the Chiefs. His favorite band is Green Day. Then we have Landon Dickerson from the Eagles. His favorite band is Rush. And then we have Creed Humphreys from the Chiefs. His favorite band is Pantera. Now I know how Kylie Kelsey, I think that's her name. I know how she feels now because she can't root for one or the other, but I'm pretty sure she's still rooting for the Eagles because she grew up there. And I say that because she's the one that's married to Jason Kelsey. Yeah, I was like, this is how you know I don't pay attention to football. So there's that. Anywho, that was Creed Humphrey, which I thought he was gonna say Creed too because his name is Creed, but oh well. Then we have Laken Vakali. I don't know. I don't care if I butcher his last name. Still, his favorite band is AC/DC. It's a lot of like older bands. So I'm like, I guess. But again, I'm rooting for what's his name who likes Sleep Token and Creed. I was like, yeah, Darian Kennard. I'm betting for you for sure. But anywho, yeah, that's what I just saw right now. And I'm like, let me put it in here on the podcast. The next news that I have for you guys is kind of outdated, but I still wanted to talk about because it's my boy Alex Terrible from Slaughter to Prevail. In case you guys didn't know, he actually made his bare knuckle boxing debut, which he actually won in a couple of seconds, I think, or a minute or so. And you could tell he was a little bit upset because, you know, he likes to prolong things. And it was his debut, so he's like, I'm gonna win regardless, but I want to like have my sweet ass time winning. And no, as soon as the bell rung, my boy, you know, was throwing his punches and he knocked out his opponent like nothing. And I was like, damn, which again, like it was good and all. But Alex is like, no, I want to keep doing it. But at the same time, like he did it while he was in Russia. So I think he's already making his way back. But he was training in Russia to do this because apparently here in the United States, you have to have like a bare knuckle license for it. And it's going to take a while. So I don't know because, again, I don't pay attention to that. So Alex, being the impatient person that he is, which is one of the few reasons why we have a lot of things in common, he literally said, nah, fuck this. I'm going to go to Russia and do this at my home country. And yeah, he won. So he is thinking about still doing it again in Russia. And I think they're already like planning the next fight. But like I'm pretty sure eventually he's gonna try to get his license here in the United States and compete here so that way he can win the American demographic. I don't know. But when I saw the video, I was like, damn, like it looked hella brutal. And Alex actually had already a black eye on him. I think it was during training where he got it. It was over there like this is looking all cool because you know how Alex is. He likes brutal things. But yeah, congratulations to Alex for winning your very first bare knuckle fight. I actually found like a little mini article on NotFance's social media talking about it, and this is what it says. Slaughter to Prevail's vocalist Alex Terrible made his professional combat sports debut over the weekend, competing the Russian RCC Heart Tournament. The bout took place in Terrible's hometown of Yekaterinburg, Russia, and saw Terrible trade hands and officially throw his name in the mix as a professional bare-knuckle boxer. Taking on, oh my god, I cannot pronounce this name. I want to say is Mukhamed Khan Ospanov. That's why I'm not Russian. It says Terrible needed all of 24 seconds to dispense his opposition, landing a flurry of punches that sent Ospanov reeling into the ropes and buckling under the barrage. Unable to resume, the official would have waved off the fight as Terrible was attempting to coax Ospanov back to his feet. The impressive showing by Terrible follows the Deathcore Stando's hopeful debut in the Conor McGregor-owned Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, which also hosted their annual Knucklemania event this weekend in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. While Terrible was expected to make his debut initially with BKFC, licensing ultimately held up the December debut. As a result, Terrible opted to fight in Russia while sorting his license. Given the dominant showing, it looks as though Terrible will have some added leverage when it comes time to resume discussions with BKFC. And it's funny, I keep comparing myself with Alex, I don't know why. So Alex is really big on UFC. I'm really big on WWE. And what do they have in common? They're owned by TKO. So I'm like, Alex, come on, man. We could be BFFs. But anywho, I'm really happy for Alex, for him doing this thing. Because, of course, he's doing side quests just to keep him busy. But then again, I'm like, my boy, you need to finish that album already, because I'm ready for Grizzly. I want to say the drummer, I cannot pronounce his name, by the way, but the drummer of Slaughter to Prevail put a sneak peek on one of their songs, and I'm like, hell to the fucking yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my god, I can't wait. And since we're already talking about Slaughter to Prevail, let me go ahead and talk about Inkcarceration lineup. So in case you guys didn't know, Inkcarceration is going to be coming back to the Ohio State Reformatory on July 18th to the 20th. Their lineup, by the way, is packed. I even put a comment on there. I actually saw it on NotFest's post, and I put Saturday is packed, but I'll get into that in a bit. On Friday, headlining for that day, we're going to have Knock Loose, Falling in Reverse, and Beartooth, but they're going to be joined with Parkway Drive, I Prevail, Killswitch Engage, The Admittedly Affliction, Drain, The Double Worst Prada, Sleep Theory, Alpha Wolf, Drowning Pool, and more. There's so many other bands out there, but I'm like, I don't got time to list them all. But then Saturday is packed. Headlining that day, Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, and Slaughter to Prevail. Oh my god, I am crying internally. Why? Because I can't go. I saw how much it is, even with VIP pass or general admission plus the hotel. That does not include the flight itself too. I'm spending like almost $2,000, which I do not have, by the way. But anywho, alongside with this amazing trio, we have Acid Bath, Dayseeker, Kubla Khan Texas, August Burns Red, The Plotting You, The Union Underground. Oh my god, I haven't heard them in a while. That's, WWE Raw, if you guys remember. And then many other bands more. And then wrapping up on Sunday, we have 3 Days Grace times 2 or 2x, Five Finger Death Punch, Lamb of God, alongside with In This Moment, Architects. Something is blurred on purpose. I don't know who, but it's blurred. Crossfade is also in here. We Come as Romans, and more. The tickets are on sale. They have weekend and single day passes, camping, and hotel packages. So if you guys are interested in going, go waste your money. If only I could. But anywho, let's go ahead and move it along. I know last year we talked about how Warped Tour was going to be starting to announce their lineup. And so far they have been announcing them little by little. So a few band members have been confirmed. For example, I think one of them was Senses Fail, which they're going to be appearing on DC and Florida. Then we also have Lacey Sturm, Whiplash. So I'm like, okay. So when I go, so far they're like uncovering these bands. So for example, Washington, D.C., they're going to be having Drain, Fever 333, which I actually got to see them live back in 2021 when they toured with Killswitch Engage and Slipknot. But they're also going to be joined with Bowling for Soup, Dance Hall Crashers, Miss May I, Pennywise, and then Simple Plan, Census Fail, how I mentioned earlier, The Main, We Come as Romans, and a few other more that I have not heard of. But like, for example, The Main and We Come as Romans, I remember We Come as Romans, I did get to see them on Warped Tour when I went. So I'm like, okay, this is legit. And same thing, they're gonna be joined on Long Beach, California, and Orlando, Florida. But for example, on Long Beach, California, we have Cobra Starship. So that's the difference. On a few days, you might have a band or so. And I think Long Beach also has 311, which I think I heard of. And then Orlando, Florida, I'm trying to see. No, so far everything's the same except for the starting line. So I'm like, yeah, just keep an eye out on what bands are going to be appearing on the dates that you want to go. But I want to say, I think the tickets have not been on sale. So, yeah. Do what you will with that information. Let's go ahead and move it along. Speaking of tour announcements, we mentioned this before. 9 Inch Nails did say that they were gonna not announce their tour just yet, but it has been confirmed. So they delayed the announcement due to the wildfires that have been happening in California, but now we have the official dates. So the tickets have been on sale, and yes, they have sold out like crazy. Why do I say this? Was because there is a Houston stop, for Pete's sakes, and I am upset, So they're gonna have a bunch of dates. So the tickets are already on sale. Definitely go get them while you can. They're gonna be all over the world. Starting off from June 15 of this year, they're gonna be in Dublin, Ireland. June 17, they're gonna be in Manchester, United Kingdom. Then on London the next day, and then on June 20th, Cologne, Denmark. And there's so many more. I'm not gonna name all of them. But when we're coming back to the States, they're gonna be here starting on August 6th at Oakland, California, making their way all over the United States, where there is a Houston stop on September 12th. And I'm crying. Oh my God. I mean, I saw the ticket prices, which again, they're kind of steep, but I'm kind of upset that I have to buy resale. This is what I get for not putting a reminder. They're also going to be in Fort Worth, Texas on September 13th. And then they're going to be wrapping up their tour in Los Angeles, California on September 18th. So go get your tickets. I'm praying and hoping they're not sold out in your area, unless if you are listening to this in Houston. Good luck to us all. The next tour announcement I have for you guys is from Marilyn Manson. So he actually announced his North American Spring Tour, which is going to be kicking off on May 2nd at Grand Rapids, Missouri. There is also a Texas stop, which, by the way, it's not really Marilyn Manson. It's actually BuzzFest. So here in Houston, we have a radio station that's very popular from iHeartMedia called 94.5 The Buzz. And I actually applied over there, and I'm still waiting to get my call up. But then again, I don't have radio. I have some radio experience, but I don't think they consider the podcast episodes like radio. So anywho, Marilyn Manson is one of those performers that are going to be joining at BuzzFest. So if you guys are listening and you're like, wait, I want to see just Marilyn Manson, you're going to have to stick around and wait for his turn. And then, there's that. I already got to see him live. Just saying. Back in September. I wanted to go see him again, but I'm like, I already saw them again. And then it's BuzzFest. So if you guys are listening, I'm probably interested in what bands have been announced on BuzzFest. We have Chevelle on there, Blue October, POD, Evans Blue, and Sleep Theory so far. I mean, yeah, sure, the lineup is stacked, but I'm like, I already saw Marilyn Manson. So I don't know, it just depends. I'm debating, we'll see. But yeah, the last stop on his tour is gonna be on May 25th in Dallas, Texas at the Dos Equis Pavilion. I want to go back, but still, anywho. The last tour announcement I have for you guys. There are so many other tours I wanted to talk about, but because we're already short on time, I'm like, let me announce this one really quick. Dayseeker is actually going to be going to Latin America. They're going to kick off this tour on March 8 at Monterrey, Mexico, and then they're going to be going to Guadalajara, Mexico City, making their way to Bogota, Colombia on March 11, Santiago, Chile on March 13, Buenos Aires, Argentina on March 14, and Sao Paulo, Brazil on March 16. So if you guys are interested in going, go get your tickets now while you can. The other tour announcement that I wasn't able to announce really quick, if you guys want to check out, is Shinedown's Dance Kid Dance Tour. Also Billy Idol's It's a Nice Day to Tour Again. And then lastly, Of Mice and Men. So if you guys are interested in any of those groups, definitely go check them out. Again, I'm out of time, so let me go ahead and wrap up the music category, and let's go ahead and talk about gaming. I know we've been talking about GTA and the possibility of a delay, but so far we got GTA 6 assurance before GTA 6. I hate myself just saying, but IGN actually posted this, and it says GTA fans can breathe a sigh of relief as Grand Theft Auto 6 is still set for a fall 2025 release. Take-Two Interactive confirmed in an earnings report. So far, we are good. I love how when I went to the comment section already, somebody did say, so shout out to Peter_awesome. We're getting GTA 6 before GTA 6. I'm like, the next thing I have for you guys, it's a leak date, so I don't know if it's going to be true or not. But so far, people are saying that the Metal Gear Solid Delta game is possibly going to be released on August 28th of this year. So you might have heard it here first, or you might have heard it elsewhere. So if you guys are interested in the game, stay tuned. Hopefully the gameplay will get released soon. The next thing I have for you guys is that fans think that a new Smash Bros. Video game may be announced on April of this year. So I have a feeling too this might be a possibility, only because of the Nintendo Switch 2 that's going to be coming out. And they did say that apparently Nintendo is announcing the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that's going to be taking place on April 2nd. So some of us are like, oh, it's going to get real. So we'll see how that's going to go. The last thing I have for you guys in the gaming category is that we got a gameplay of the upcoming WWE 2K25 video game. I will admit, I don't want to keep my hopes really high, but then again, I don't even play the video game itself. The graphics look much better, but then again, every time we see the trailer, the graphics on the actual video game may not be that legit, but some people are like very excited for it, so definitely check out the gameplay while you're at it. And since we're already talking about wrestling, let's dive into wrestling news. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, and this is fresh, brand new, everybody's already, discussing about it, but apparently WWE already released a few wrestlers from the company. It's either a mixture of contracts expiring. I don't know if it's either the wrestlers or the company itself just not willing to renew it. Some of the people that got released, I was like really surprised. So kicking off this list, Akam and Razor. This is not the first time they've gotten released. In case if you guys do not know, they were in the group Authors of Pain, also with The Last Testament. They were joined with Paul Ellering, who was also released. So I'm like, damn, Karrion Kross and Scarlett are gonna be on their own now, but I mean, they've done it before. Alongside with them three, Cedric Alexander, which a lot of people were like, well, great, we're not going to be surprised if he's going to be in AEW joining the Hurt Dynasty or whatever. So I'm like, I guess, or was it the Hurt Syndicate? I don't even remember. That's how you know. I'm like, watch, the next group they do create is the Hurt Dynasty. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Cedric, he needs a lot of room to grow. So yeah, I don't know. The next one is Sonya Deville. This was another shocker for me because we just literally saw her at the Royal Rumble, so I don't know what was all that about. The next talent was Blair Davenport. So she was in NXT. She was doing well, but I was surprised when they called her up to the SmackDown roster, and she was doing well same time, but I don't know what happened. She just disappeared out of nowhere. So I guess the next one is Isla Dawn. I'm like, damn, because she was literally a tag team champ, sharing it with Alba Fire. So I was like, what the hell happened over there? And then we also had Giovanni Vinci, which I'm not surprised. But then again, I'm like, Imperium could have been the next bloodline. Literally, hear me out. Because the whole thing with Gunther and then Ludwig Kaiser, yeah, they're doing so well. But when Giovanni got transferred to Raw and then that shit happened that I don't even know what to explain, I was like, what is going on? Is it Giovanni? Is it, WWE? What's going on? They were probably trying to do something with him and it just didn't click, that they just say, you know what, we're gonna bury you. So yeah, that's kind of sad. But Imperium could have been the next bloodline and I would have loved to see that, but oh well. The one that shocked me to my core was Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. I am so sad because I'm a huge fan of them. So yeah, the Good Brothers are no longer in the WWE roster. But then again, I'm kind of excited. I only say kind of because I would be also surprised, but not surprised if, they were to go to AEW and maybe potentially join Kenny Omega and make a new Bullet Club. Just saying. But yeah, and then I also found out, supposedly this was recently, that alongside with these people, there was Duke something from NXT. He was the one that was in Chase U, not Andre Chase, the other guy. He got released, and then the other one was Electra Lopez, who was in the faction of Legado del Fantasma with Santos Escobar and everybody else. So I was surprised that she got let go. So there's that. And I think they're still going to try to announce more WWE releases, but I'm like, damn. At the same time, we're not surprised, only because they weren't out there. So yeah. Anywho, the other thing I also wanted to talk about, this is a little bit outdated only because Royal Rumble was already a week ago. But Jimmy Uso posted a video of him waiting, kind of like before you get to Gorilla, but he's waiting on the side to give Jay the shirt that says, you know, winner of the men's Royal Rumble, main event Jay Uso. And what surprised me is that when the camera turns, we see Jacob Fatu. I was like, wait a second. And my boy is wearing a pink Yeet shirt. I'm like, homeboy literally broke character. Forget kayfabe. Like, the fact that they were over there congratulating Jay, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful to watch. And everybody too is like, the fact that Jacob broke character for the sake of family, we got mad respect for Jacob Fatu, which again, I agree. Definitely go check out that video. I saw it on Jimmy Uso's Instagram account, so there's that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the next potential WrestleMania 42 stop. People are saying that there is a possibility WrestleMania is going to be going back to New Orleans again. And I'm kind of fed up, just the same way how I'm fed up with Charlotte always winning. But I'm starting to see like somewhat of a pattern, maybe, because last year's Super Bowl was in Vegas, right? And then this year's WrestleMania is in Vegas. So right now the Super Bowl is in Louisiana. So it will probably make sense for WrestleMania to pick it up where Super Bowl is going to be at. But that doesn't make any sense, nor is it fair, because when the Super Bowl was here in Houston, we still haven't gotten our WrestleMania. Instead, they go straight to freaking Dallas for the AT&T Stadium. Is the AT&T Stadium bigger than the NRG Stadium? Either way, I want my WrestleMania event. Shit, that would have been awesome. Either way, the tickets are going to be hella expensive. So yeah, we'll see. I'm surprised they still haven't announced it. But then again, last year they took a while to announce where the WrestleMania stop's going to be. So stay tuned and we'll talk about it later on. The next PLE event that I want to talk about, I'm still waiting for Backlash. Rumor has it that it's going to be in Mexico City. So we'll see. But we already got the announcement of when the next WWE Clash is going to take place. And it's going to be in Paris. So keep your eyes peeled, because on August 31st, WWE is going to be going to France again. And I say it is good that they're doing it, because France, oh my god, the fans over there, they really did lit up the PLE when they were there in Backlash. So I'm glad that they're going back, and I can't wait to hear the crowd again. But anywho, let me go ahead and move it along. I'm going like really fast over here. Bear with me, guys. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that since WrestleMania is going to be around the corner now, we're already getting the announcements of who are going to be in the Hall of Fame. And so far we got none other than Mr. COO himself, the cerebral assassin, Mr. Papa H. Triple H is the first to be inducted to the 2025 Hall of Fame. Congratulations. I love how I was not the only one where people would say, oh, bro just decided to induct himself. I'm like, stop. But yeah, the news came. I don't know if they were doing like a news conference or something, but like I see Nick Khan next to Triple H, and then all of a sudden Shawn Michaels and Undertaker come out, and they were like, it'll be only fair for us to make the announcement that Triple H will be the first person to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, yada yada yada. They had like a little emotional moment, and I'm like, this is hilarious. But then again, yes, Papa H does deserve it, like as a solo wrestler, and also because of what he's been doing for WWE. I have never seen WWE so entertaining as before, and I've been watching wrestling since I have a memory. So yes, congratulations Papa H for your induction. The next thing I wanted to talk about are the injuries that we have so far. We have Apollo Crews and JD McDonough that are going to be out of action for I don't know how long. Apollo apparently went into surgery, and JD posted on social media that he had like a lot of broken ribs. They did replay the video of how JD got injured, and it did not look good, just so y'all know. But hopefully they get recovered soon and come back to wrestle. I don't know about Apollo Crews though. I was like, when did you get injured? Supposedly though, they did say that Roman Reigns is also injured and out of action for the foreseeable future. And I'm over here like, is this a skit? It's really hard to believe if it's true or not, especially when Roman is a part-time wrestler. Obviously, we know we are not going to see him for a while, but then again, we haven't seen Solo for a while, and they haven't even said if he's been injured or not. not. But with Roman, I don't know, maybe eventually it will build up, let's say next month in March to WrestleMania, because a lot of people want to see Roman versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. That will be a stacked match that I will also like to watch it. So there's that. Then there's Cody Rhodes, a possibility that Cody was injured, during the landing of the ladders whenever they had the match with Kevin Owens. So I don't know. Same thing. I don't believe it. Might be kayfabe. We will see. And then in case you guys didn't know too, the last thing I have for you guys in the wrestling category is that there is a possible PLE that's going to be in the works at the very end of this year. And they're going to be titling it The Ruthless Aggression for John Cena's last match. So this is a possibility. It's all rumors. It hasn't been confirmed or denied. So we will keep our eyes peeled in case if that does happen. I'm going to get really emotional, guys, just so y'all know, because I know a lot of people grew up seeing John Cena. So yeah, it's going to be really emotional for all of us. But with that being said, that wraps up this week's episode. As always, make sure to follow my social media accounts at It's Lielers on Instagram, Threads, and X, and subscribe to the YouTube channel at It's Lielers. And also do not forget to follow me on TikTok at Lielers. Lielers on TikTok. Oh my god. I am so late to go watch the Super Bowl. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up and wrap this up. But I'm really glad that we finally did a podcast episode. I know it's been delayed for so long, but I did miss keeping you guys updated. Of course, I had a ton of things to talk about. I mean, yeah, some of it was outdated, but I'm like, this is why I love doing the podcast episode every single week. So again, guys, if you guys have not checked out my New York City blog video, please do so. It's available on the YouTube channel. And also follow the link tree while you're at it. Maybe go shop at WWE Shop because it helps me a lot now that I'm an affiliate. So there's that. And then again, I will be back next week to keep you guys on what you may have missed in pop culture. So without further ado, guys, I hope you did enjoy this week's episode, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.